Day witnesses. Genesis 1:14 through 16. And Elohim said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. This is a sky view shot. This was taken on Roman pagan date of Tuesday, August the 1st, 23 at 6:26 a.m., 4th month, 5 minutes before the 29th day Sabbath. Now we'll look at the sky view where the moon was. And this was a little over a day ago. This was on the Roman pagan date of Tuesday, August 1st, 2023 at 6:27 a.m. It's the 4th month, 4 minutes before the 29th day Sabbath. And so as you can see, the moon is toward the head of this constellation called Capricorn. Then we look again at sky view. Later that day, we're at the Roman pagan date of Tuesday, August 1st, 2023 at 8:17 p.m., 4th month, and we're at the end of the 29th day Sabbath. And as you see, the sun has basically stayed pretty close to the same position in the constellation Cancer. Excuse me. Now we have the moon is moving up more toward the tail of the constellation. You have Roman pagan date of Tuesday, August the 1st, 2023. This is 8:17 p.m. again at the same time we just looked at the slide before. This is the 4th month at the end of the 29th day Sabbath. So the moon is moving quite substantially inside the constellation and the sun doesn't. The stars, for anybody that doesn't know, the stars rotate every day 4 minutes. They're 4 minutes faster in their circuit than the sun. So the stars are the fastest. The suns are right behind them, like 4 minutes behind for every day. And then of course the moon, as you know, it goes through its phases approximately every 29 and a half days. So a moon's going to travel basically on a 13th month year. It's going to get right around 27 to 30 degrees every day. It's going to be a change approximately at that. And to get those degrees, you don't want to do those close to your apparent horizon. You want to get those closer to the meridian, because the meridian is going to be a more truer degree to the azimuth than it is from your apparent horizons and such. It's more of a distorted look. You're not getting a true degree at that point in time. All right, now again we look back Cancer here. We got the Roman pagan date. This was today. We're celebrating our new moon day, which is the end of our Shavuot, our festival. It's the first day of the 5th month, and this was 10 minutes into the first day, new moon day. And as you can see, the sun's basically in the same position there. And then finally, we've got the moon. It's actually at the tail of Capricorn. I just failed to get the screenshot of Capricorn and accidentally got Aquarius. And by the time I realized it was too late to go out and get another screenshot, because the moon, of course, had moved. So anyway, but this moon, I'm going to show here in a bit that this moon was at the very end of Capricorn. And this is going to happen on 13-month years. You're going to have your moon, your full moon, is going to sway kind of toward the end of the constellation and toward the start of the next constellation. And that's going to happen on every 13th month year. Just go back and look at the videos I did and showed, 30 years consecutively of when the years began, and there's definitely a pattern to everything. So, but take the time, go. Don't put your trust in me by any means. Just go check this stuff out for yourself. All right, let's look at our next slide here. This is going to show 3 shots of cancer here on the right. It's got a zodiac on the left. Guys, the zodiac is just my tool to show the division of the months on a 12-month year. This is a 13-month year, but I'm going to use this 12-month division to kind of show you that we know that we're going to be in a 13-month year, especially in a couple months. When we go from the 7th new moon to the 8th new moon, the sun is going to stay within Virgo at that point in time. But if you look here, you got the sun here. This was over 24 hours a day. This was right before the day began. Our 29th day Sabbath began yesterday. So I got this shot before the sun appeared. And then this shot here was when our day ended. So this was yesterday evening as the sun had disappeared beyond my horizon, and our day had ended. So you can see that sun is still on that same area of Cancer, and it doesn't move much. It's like 4 degrees for every day, so it's not a whole lot of difference in movement. And then of course this is today at the beginning of our day. I think this was 9 or 10 minutes after the sun appeared. So here we go. We got it hasn't moved much here. Out of all these 3 over a 24-hour period, there's not much movement. And as you can see over here, we've got the sun basically staying in that same quadrant, but it is closer to the 6th month. So you see it's kind of leaning toward this way, and that's because of that 13-month year. Otherwise, this sun would be more back in this area for our previous years. But now, because we're in a 13th month year, it's going to kind of be pushing toward that. So when we get to the 7th month, that sun's going to be beginning inside of the Virgo, which Virgo, if you know anything about the constellations, that's the widest gap out of all the constellations that I've been able to see. I haven't seen anything different than that. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. I do take correction kindly. So please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Now our next slide here, we've got this is going to be the Roman pagan date of yesterday morning at 6:27 a.m. The 4th month, 4 minutes before the 29th day Sabbath. So as you see, the moon, this red line is the apparent horizon, but you can see the moon's right here at the head of Capricorn, and this was over 24 hours ago. So right now it's early afternoon here. It's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's been probably 30 hours since this was. But as you see here, these I got the moon here. Of course, the sun's still over here. The reason I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are where the sun would have been on the 1st month, 2nd month, 3rd month, 4th month, 5th month, and so on. And then this would be where the full moon would be. The full moon is always going to be opposite the sun on the calendar. Now it hasn't quite got full yet, because as you see, if we were basically had a clock here, this sun hasn't quite caught up with the moon and passed it in 180 degrees from it just yet. So anyway, or take that back. Yeah, no, it hasn't. It's this is early in the morning. So, but again, this is that's where the moon was at the head. Here we've got again Abib. Here we got Exodus 13:4. This day ye came out in the month of Abib, and we know the word for month comes from moon. So the word moon, the Old English word for moon, that's where they got month from. It comes from moon. So our months were all determined by the moon, and it's just been lost in translation. Now we live in this pagan Roman Gregorian calendar system that nobody knows the celestial calendar from above. And we just need to get the information out there to people, because I turned away from it, and when I learned about it, and I brought myself out of the pagan Rome, and it took several years to come completely out of it. But anyway, just if you're out there and you're trying to search for the proper way to keep the appointed times and the festivals and the Sabbaths and new moon days and such, then take a look at the celestial calendar. You're not going to find it on the Gregorian calendar, that's for sure. Now, if we look at our next slide here, as you can see, right here, the moon has moved up more toward the tail of Capricorn. And as you can see here, I placed it there as it bounced in. And this was at yesterday evening at the end of the 29th day Sabbath. This is what we saw then. And I believe the moon had already went full by this time. I believe it happened during the daytime, during our Sabbath yesterday. So that's why our new moon day is today. And now we look at our next slide here, and we got one more shot of the moon. This would be today, a few minutes after our day began, our 5th month, first day. Actually, it's 9 minutes into the first day, new moon day. So as you can see, I took this screenshot and I failed to get Capricorn in there, but I got Aquarius in there, and our next slide I'm going to show you where this moon was on Capricorn, but it's basically here at the tail of that constellation. And as you can see, because we're in the 5th month now, but this moon is edging real close to Aquarius. If you look at this next shot, you'll see that it's basically it's kind of hovering the line between the 5th and 6th portion of the calendar, the 5th and 6th month of the calendar. And that's just because we're going to have a 13th month year this year. So now let's look at, I did a stellarium screenshot just to kind of show you where that moon was. And as you can see here, it was positioned right there based on the stars of Capricorn. Capricorn's got these couple stars here. I didn't do any research on this particular constellation yet to see what stars are which. But then of course you got this real bright star, or actually that's Saturn, sorry about that. But you got Aquarius, which I believe Aquarius is maybe this star on the right shoulder there. And so this moon is not quite there in Aquarius, but it will be next month. And but right now it's in that 5th month quadrant of this constellation here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at more 5th new moon day witnesses. Okay, so here we go. Okay, here we have the moon heading toward the western horizon. And we're having the sun on the eastern horizon appearing, so we're going to go get a shot of that. Moon's nearly disappeared behind my trees here. We'll zoom out, take a look. Oh, there it is. Alright, there we have the sun appearing in the east. And this is the beginning of our first day of the 5th month. And I'll try to get a video out showing the witnesses that I go by. But anyway, we're gonna blow our shofar. Hallelujah! Have a great day.